Today, we'll be going through another service layer in the Maschain ecosystem, which is a custom smart contract module. In this custom smart contract service, it's mainly empower developers to be able to code and develop their own smart contracts and then deploy it directly to the Maschain through the enterprise portal, and as well as able to trigger and interact with those contracts directly through the API. So also, the integrations will be separate into two parts. One would be the smart contract deployment. Another would be the interactions with the smart contracts. So first, you need to come to this enterprise portal. You need to check with the custom smart contract module. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you need to subscribe to it, and it's free of charge. And once that you subscribe, you'll come to this custom smart contract dashboard page. So at here, you'll be showing the list of projects that you have created, as well as the contracts that you have deployed, as well as some of the details and documentations links here. Okay, so first we'll go through the create project module. So for example, test project. Okay, once that we have created a project, so we'll bring them to this project detail page. From here, we're able to deploy and upload our contracts. So for example, we have a simple like a versions control to keep track of different versions for a specific project. Okay, so right now we can have like maybe 0.10. Okay, so the deployment functions, the deployment flow here will be almost similar like other deployment tools outside for EVM chain like Remix. So first you will need to choose your compiler versions depending on the contract that you have developed. So for example, my testing contracts are using 8.24, and you also can choose your optimization setting. So next you'll need to upload your code. So I already upload my code here. So at here you have two options. We suggest you to flatten your code first. If not, you need to enter your npm package here as well if you need to for us to compile from our side. Okay, so after we upload and added all the details needed, I will able to add new versions. Okay, so at here we will then queue the compiling job here, and you can see the status here and some of the details, and I can refresh to see the latest info as well. Okay, so it will wait sometimes for the compilations of the code to be processed. Okay, so once that it compiled completely, it will come up two main sections. First is we will run a vulnerability check on the smart contract to make sure that we alert you if there's any high vulnerabilities that you need to take note of. For example, at here we detected some vulnerabilities, then you can view the vulnerabilities here. So at here we will show you what is the impact level, confidence level, and description. So for impact level, some are just low, which is just not so important one, and some is just informational. So at here, we also detect high priorities or high impact vulnerabilities like reentrancy vulnerabilities. So from here, it serves as a checking before you deploy the smart contract. Okay, so after I check, we will compile the bytecode as well, the contract API, and all the other details. Okay, so next I will have a button to deploy. So from the deploy, I will need to choose what would be the contract address, the owner of the contract. I can choose one of my organization's wallet. I will choose the wallet to deploy, and I will need to enter some of the parameter that I've already defined in the constructor before I can deploy. Yeah. So once you enter everything and you click deploy, the contracts will be deployed to the blockchain. And since as other operations as well, it will take some time for the blockchain transactions to be confirmed. Once that confirmed, we'll show you the contract address and for you to copy as well. Yeah. So this should be the first part where you create a project and also your code. So next will be how the interactions will work based on the API. So for the API, you can refer back our documentations as well. So we'll go through these services, this custom smart contract. So from here, you can see all the modules that we have related to this custom smart contract service. So we have the project module where you have the CRUD actions where you're able to list, you can get the details and create new projects. Yeah. Next will be the versions, which is the same as just now, where you're able to list, you can get it, you can create, and you also can update. And the most important here, you're also able to deploy. So the purpose of deploying here is, for example, you already create a template or the foundations of the code from our enterprise portal. And for subsequent or in future, you would like your system to be able to directly create or deploy a smart contract from that base directly through the API itself. You also can do it through this endpoint. So next will be webhook. So we're also able to let you subscribe to a webhook to be able to get events and notifications when there are transactions or events that you have subscribed to, so that you can get notified for certain events that you want to keep track. So from here, you're also able to get the list of webhooks that you have subscribed to. You can get the details of the webhook. You also can create an update for the webhooks. Okay, so on the fourth will be smart contract interactions. So for this will be the most important of all, where you're able to directly interact with your smart contracts through the API. So from here, you have to get the list of deployed smart contracts, where it will return you informations like this. Okay, so next will be you're getting a contract detail page. So at this endpoint, will return you more the detailed info. For example, the contract API that will be needed when you plan to interact with the contracts later on. Okay, so next on the interactions part, we're separate into two. One is the smart contract call, which is the read function, and second will be smart contract execute, which is a write function. So for the read function, this will be the endpoints that you can refer to, and this will be the parameters that will be needed when you're calling this endpoint. Okay, so next will be write. Write will be anything that will be write or create a new transactions. You need to call this endpoint. Yeah, so here this will be the parameter that will needed from your side when you want to trigger this endpoint. So for this contract API will be the one that you'll be getting from the detail endpoint. Yeah, and method name will be the method that your smart functions name of your smart contract, the addresses. Okay, so for this callback URL, as you all know, when you are executing a blockchain transaction, it may take time for the transactions to be confirmed. So if let's say when you pass in this callback URL to us, once the transaction is created, we will directly return you the transaction hash, but the status is in pending status. And after the transaction is completed, then we will initiate another call to this callback URL to notify you that the transaction is already completed. So this is to prevent the wait time between the transactions in pending and completed confirmed status. So next would be the callback response format. So this will be the data, the transaction receipt data that will pass to you when we are calling back the webhook. So next will be the smart contract token transfer. So this is to get the list of transaction history for a contract. So next will be some of the transactions account endpoints that you may need when you are integrating with the smart contract module. So for example, this will be the get account nouns. So this will be similar like get the number of transactions count that have been created by a specific wallet address. So this nouns is needed when you are creating transactions. So next will be some utilities endpoints that you may need it. So for example, get transaction detail, which is the detail of the transactions, and this will be the get transaction receipt, which is even more details regarding a transactions. So this will be the utilities endpoint. Yeah, so that would be all on the custom smart contract module. So to recap, so this module will be useful for you if you have your own smart contract that you want to deploy that are not able to fulfill by a standard ERC20 or ERC721 contracts. And with this module, once you uploaded and deploy your contract from the enterprise portal, you can able to directly interact with it through the API interface. So that's all for the custom smart contract module.